Good morning, students. This is our part 5th for the chapter Constitutional Design for class 9th. And in this part 5th, we are explaining the remaining question of the same chapter from your book NCERT book of Political Science. So, we have covered the questions in the middle of the chapter. After every lecture, we have done up to the 4th question of NCERT of this chapter. Now, we are continuing the remaining question of the same chapter. So question number 5 in the book, that read again the extract from Nehru's speech Tryst with Destiny and answer the following. So this question is basically based on an extract from your book of the chapter Constitutional Design, and these 3 questions are based on the speech of Nehruji, Pandit Nehruji, which he has given on the you can say midnight of 14 August 1947. So 15 August 1947 when we got the freedom. So for solving these questions, you have to open the page number 52 of your political science, the chapter Constitutional Design, where you will be having the long speech of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and then after reading and understanding this content, this speech of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, you will be able to write down the answer of these 3 ABC question from your book. So first of all, I am explaining you the entire speech which has given by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on the midnight of 15 August 1947. So what he has spoken: long years ago we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measures, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. So, as I earlier told you that on the midnight of 15 August 1947, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru delivered this speech. He congratulated all the citizens of India for their freedom from the Britishers. So in the starting he has spoken that it was a long journey, long struggle, when we made an agreement with our destiny, it means with our fortune, and now the time comes, and after our struggle, after our agreement with our destiny, means we Indian people who sacrifice their so much, you can say, time, and who sacrifice their life during the complete freedom struggle to achieve the freedom of the nation, that we had the all people who are freedom fighters, they destined themselves that in future what they want, in future they want free India. And now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. And now when we actually got the freedom on the midnight of 15 August 1947, we all have to once again remind, and once again we have to remember our pledge, whatever oath we have taken, that not wholly or in full measure but very substantially, that we have to once again remind that pledge which we have taken so back in our you can say in our historical period, that but very substantially, that we have to now not only in words we have to remember that what is the meaning of freedom for us, but we have to very substantially understood the meaning of freedom, that at the stroke of the midnight hour, that at this time, that it is a midnight hour of 15 August 1947, when all the world are sleeping, when at the time 12 o'clock is that midnight is a time when probably everybody sleeps. So at this sleeping time, India awake to life and freedom, that at that moment when all around the world the people are sleeping, but we Indian people got our life and freedom on 15 August 1947. So this time when the people are sleeping, but at the same moment India got its life, we are awakened as we have got our independence. A moment comes which comes but rarely in history. Further, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru continuing that moment comes, the moment which we are feeling right now, which comes very rarely in history. That if we trace the history in any country, it is very rare chances that where we can compare this achievement with any other country. When we step out from the old to the new, now the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is continuing that we have moved forward from our past to the new future. When an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterness. Now the Jawaharlal Nehru ji is saying that the old age has just come to an end and the new age is beginning. Now, the new age is beginning as a independent India. The new that people are feeling charged with the spirit of, you can say, independenceness, and the soul of every single citizen of India is full of power, full of joy, and full of unique happiness. It is fitting that at this solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people and to the still larger cause of humanity. Now he said, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru continued his speech, that at this moment we all people are liable, responsible, that we have to continue our feeling and our dedication and our pledge that we will serve our nation first, we will serve our motherland first, and we will always be having the feeling of great humanity before any action. We will think that what is, you can say, full of humanity as a human being, and we all will be responsible to serve our motherland. Now freedom and power bring responsibility. Now he continues that when we are talking about freedom, it means we have got the freedom from the British rule after 200 years. So it again, when we say that freedom, and freedom itself is a great power, that when we are blessed with the two things, one is freedom, second is power, both things brings with themselves responsibility. It means you can only feel free, you can only feel powerful if you are a responsible citizen. So both things can be enjoyed and both are followed by the responsibility. The responsibility rests upon this assembly, a sovereign body representing the sovereign people of India, and the responsibility is all that the Constitution of India is having, that India will be a sovereign country, and India is a country of the people who are sovereign in nature. Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memory of this sorrow. Now Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru continuing that before this freedom we all were having a very painful past. Physically and mentally our hearts were so heavy because of the slavery in our own motherland. Some of those pains continue even now. Further, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru continues that even today some sorrows are still continuing. Nevertheless, the past is over and it is the future that beckons to us now. Now, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is saying that it doesn't matter what type of past or what you can say painful past we were had, but now the time has come that we have to think our future, that how we can recreate, how we can transform our future of our nation in a progressive path. Further he said that future is not one of ease or resting but that future is not one of ease or resting but of incensed striving, so that we may fulfill the pledges we have so often taken and the one we shall take today. Now the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru is saying that we have to be responsible, that whatever oath and whatever pledge we have taken before independence, today we have to continue the same pledge, and we shall also take the new one also. The service of India The service of India means the service of millions who suffer. He said that if today we are taking a pledge that we have to serve our country, our motherland, it means that we have to serve millions of people who had suffered for a long struggle for the independent India. It means the ending of poverty. According to him, the new India will be having the responsibility to end the poverty from the nation and ignorance and disease and inequality of opportunity. These were the main thing which he had emphasis in his speech on midnight of 15 August 1947, that the new India will be taking an oath to eradicate poverty and ignorance, disease, inequality of opportunity. The ambition of greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. He said that the new India, the independent India, has to be so much responsible that nobody will cry just because of the hunger, nobody will having any disadvantages in terms of right to equality, right to opportunity, and nobody feel ignored in our independent country. And we have to try to wipe every tear from every single individual in India. That should be our new India, new independent India. That may be beyond us, but as long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over. He said that although it is not easy task, it is not so easy that we can make every single human being happy, confident, and fulfill their wishes. But still, if we are not able to wipe tears from every single individual or their suffering, it means our task is not fulfilled. It means we are lagging behind to serve our country, independent country, India. So it is all about, he has given the speech on the midnight of 15 August 1947. So beta, for solving the question number 5 from your NCERT of this chapter, which was based on this extract of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, these 3 questions are based. So the first question under the 5th one is part A. Why did Nehru ji use the expression not wholly or in full measure in the first sentence? So now you have to write down the answer, that why Nehru ji used this expression not wholly or in full measures. Why he used? So for that question you have to once again check that what you have understood in this paragraph. That long years ago we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. It means, what was his meaning from that, why he used the expression not wholly or in full measures, but very substantially. So you have to write down your answer in your own word. That remember that the answer should be in your own words, which reflects your understanding towards the question and content. Don't copy the question from the Google or internet. Now next question is, what these ABC part are based on the speech which I have explained in the video. Part B, what pledge did he want the makers of the Indian Constitution to take? What type of pledge he said? As he has said that we have to try to provide the equality, proper and equal opportunity, and we have to try to wipe single tears from every single citizen of India. So such type of thing that you have to come out. You will be able only to answer when you will go through with the explained Nehruji speech. Now the third, the ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe tears from every eye. Who was he referring to? So according to you, what do you think, that whom Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji addressing by the word he? Who will be he in the sentence? You have to come up with your own answer. Now next question, from your NCERT question 8. Whatever question I am explaining here, you have to do it as your homework. I will give you the homework also in your homework portal. Here are different opinions about what made India a democracy. How much importance would you give to each of these factors? So there are ABC 3 factors about the democracy, and you have to give your own ideas that why you are supporting these factors and what do you think about these statements. First is democracy in India is a gift of the British rulers. We received training to work with representative, legislative institution under the British rule. So, what do you think? That this statement is true, that democracy in India is a gift of British rulers. Do you agree? So, whatever you think, you have to write in your own words. Yes, then why? No, then why? Next, B is freedom struggle challenged the colonial exploitation and denial of different freedoms to Indians. Free India could not be anything but democratic. So, how much you agree with this point, that the freedom struggle challenged the colonial exploitation and also that denial of different freedoms to Indians. Free India could not be anything but democratic. So how much you agree and why you are agree? You have to come up with the explanation for this B point also. Now see, we were lucky to have leaders who had democratic convictions. The denial of democracy in several other newly independent countries shows the important role of these leaders. So how much according to you this factor is true or relevant, and if not, then why? Now the question number 9 we are leaving. Question number 10. You will not do the question number 9 and you will do the question number 5, 8 and 10. Okay, now the next question is, read the following statement about constitution. Give reason why each these is true or not true. So there are 4 statements and they are about the constitution, and you have to read them and then come up with the statement, either they are true or false, and if you will quoting them false, then you have to give the reason that why these statements are false. The first is, the authority of the rulers of the constitution is the same as of any other law. Yes or true or false, you have to give your answer, and for false you have to give the reason also. Second, constitution lays down how different organs of the government will be formed. Next, right of citizens and limits on the power of the government are laid down in the constitution. Now the fourth, a constitution is about institutions, not about values. So you have to think. It seems very easy, but it requires so much of thinking and understanding towards the content. So go through with your remaining NCERT question number 5, 8 and 10 you have to do. We are leaving the question number 7 and 9, because 9 is again extract based question. So for practice we are doing the question number 5. So it is all about your question answer of remaining question answer of lesson number constitutional design, lesson number 2. Do these question, understand the strategy how we will solve them. Till then, take care, goodbye.